Every 3 years, the best sailors on the planet compete in the world's toughest offshore challenge, the Volvo Ocean Race.
1, 2, go!
Stands.
For the 12th edition, 7 teams left Alicante, Spain, to cross 4 oceans and 5 continents over 9 months. It is the ultimate endurance test that all professional sailors dream of doing.
It's just relentless.
With a fleet solely composed of the Volvo Ocean 65, a boat designed to take on the most grueling offshore race. Crews are pushed to the limit in a competition that has never been closer. Battling 24/7, fighting storms, and defying the worst that Mother Nature can throw at them.
You get a beating out there.
Pushing the crews to a place where there is only a thin margin between winning the leg.
Fantastic, we're on top of the world. So proud of my team.
First win. Nice, very nice.
Or losing it all.
Holy shit, I can't believe this. I can't actually believe this happened.
This is their story. Abu Dhabi is the stopover port celebrating the end of the second leg of the Volvo Ocean Race. For the next couple of weeks, the city is home to the race village for the sailors and their families. And it's also where the boatyard has set up its maintenance shop to repair and prep all the boats for the next leg. It's a busy time for boatyard manager Nick.
Managed to actually get back to Australia to see the family. And I thought, I had basically 2 weeks, I thought I'd get all my admin work out the way because there's a lot of paperwork that needs to be done in this role. And then we had the Vestas incident. So I thought I'd get have my second week off, but no, it didn't turn into that at all. So I was pretty much around the clock, spending time with the family, kind of running the behind the scenes side of the boatyard, and in the meantime I also bought a house, so yeah, just wanted to try and pile everything into a 2-week period.
As if having a new baby during the race wasn't enough, Nick is now moving the family into a new home.
I've been working, on the road for almost 20 years, and I've been doing that so I can set myself up to be based in Australia. I want to enjoy a lifestyle which I know can be brought on by living in Adelaide, and just to see the kids with their cousins and their grandparents is just unbelievable, and it'd be a pity to miss that opportunity now while the kids are still young to let them grow up with their cousins. So this would have been a dream only a few months ago, but now it's actually reality, so I actually have to be involved in this race because I need to pay this thing off. But it's now I've got to furnish it, brand new place, so I've got a bid on also over the next coming period, but that's fine. I mean, it's a bit of fun actually. It certainly passes the time in your hotel room when your family's back at home, checking out furniture stores and what have you. But it's just another little project and not quite enough thrown into the mix in 1 year, so thought I'd throw another element in.
Nick is not the only one thinking about family. Alvimedica navigator Will Oxley has finally managed to get a day off and is taking his wife and kids time travelling.
This is one of the top sites in the world for the ancient coral reefs, and so what we're standing on is what I used to study just a few years ago, but this one's more than 30 million years old. I struggle from day to day, but to think about something 30 million years ago is hard to get your head around. It is amazing to think. The other thing I think is what's it going to be like in 30 million years' time? Are people going to be clawing around these buildings, wondering what these people did 30 million years ago? So when I started out my working life, it wasn't really an option to be a professional sailor unless you skip at a charter boat, and I went on to become a marine scientist. I thought I had the best job in the world then. I lived in the middle of the Great Barrier Reef, and my speciality is coral reef ecology and looking at change in coral reef ecosystems. But we were looking at the scale of decades to tens of years, not millions of years. It's a pretty unique experience. Obviously we've got plenty of desert in Australia, but we never, it's not the sort of thing you ever go to, and there's just miles and miles and miles of dunes and sand, and it's a great thing to be able to bring the family out and do something different.
We're very privileged. Not many people get a chance to see this sort of stuff, so it's great, and it's really nice to be able to share it with Will. I mean, it's hard to get into the stopovers sometimes, but we try as hard as we can to do as much as possible. He is very passionate about the ocean, and I guess this is another whole angle on what the ocean used to be like 35 million years ago. This was an ocean bed, and it's incredible even to think about it, but you can almost imagine it as you're driving over the dunes.
For the sailors, jumping out of the boat and full racing mode back into family life takes a little bit of adjustment.
It takes about a day to slot back into it. It's not, and we are used to it. It's been their life the whole time. Even as a marine scientist, I was at sea for 100 days a year often. In many ways, I feel hopefully Sue agrees that it's a better lifestyle now, because when I'm away, I'm properly away, Sue can get on with it, organise things, but when I'm home, I'm really home, as opposed to as a marine scientist, when I wasn't at sea, I would be gone at 7:15 in the morning, be home at 6 in the evening, and work all the time. Whereas now I can pick and choose the work that I do. And when I'm at home, I can take Isabel to school, pick her up, I can be her sailing coach at school and all that, and so it's been a much nicer existence, I think.
We get very good at just getting on with life. So when Will's at home, it's fantastic, and we get to spend a lot more time and quality time together. But when he's away, life goes on, and we're pretty busy. Izzy has a lot on, I have a lot on, so it balances out quite well.
But it's precision planning. So when the Volvo starts, we just say, is it going to work? What's going to fit with your work, my work? And then we have a spreadsheet, and we know where everyone's going to be on which day, because you can't do this race unless it's right for the family.
Back at the race village, Mapfrey are making some changes. Iker will not be sailing the next leg, as he's tied up with other commitments, so Chabi is taking over the skipper's role. The team has also put Antonio in charge of welcoming its newest member and old friend Rafael.
Well, I know Rafa since a long time ago, because he's a very famous sailor in Spain, and he's been an Olympic sailor for a long time.
Oh, Agneti, I know him when they moved the Olympic team base in Spain to Santander.
A few years ago, I met him in Santander. I was beginning by that time, and he was like a rock star.
For me, it's the opposite. As he told you, that we came from Olympic sailing. I was a long career there. But here, Xavi, Agneti are the rock star. They have 3 Volvos in race, and whatever call that they're doing on board, even if the driver in that moment is supposed to be the man in charge, if it's coming a call from Agneti, I stop everything, I do whatever he told me to do.
As the day comes to an end and they ride back to their compound, Antonio is filling Rafa in on the details of the race so far.
The last leg, the performance was good. We did a mistake, which was going to the east. Now I've been at at home, and every single person that stopped me in the street asked me, why did you go to the east? Well, it was a mistake. The thing was not good, but could be good, and maybe we won the leg by far. So, but when we has been boat by boat, we did good. The last approach to Abu Dhabi was good, because we managed to pass Albi Medica. So I think next leg will be better. Well, it's like a new breath for the team, because to bring a new guy on the boat is always, I think, is good, because change a bit the atmosphere of the team, and it's new people and new jokes or new stories. And also Rafa is a very good sailor, that's for sure. He's Spanish, which I like to be in Spanish team and more Spanish sailors, and he's a very strong man. So I think we will be a good injection of power for moving the stack forward enough. So it's a good help for me.
From the moment we think in the present. The present is working hard for the next leg, and we'll see. We need to, everyone know that the team is open to make changes for improve the performance, and all of us we got to give 100% for the start to be in the next leg.
It's not just all change on map free. Unfortunately, Sophie's back injury was worse than she thought, and she needed surgery pretty much as soon as she arrived back on land.
I got the MRI and then with the orthopedic surgeon, and straight away he said you need surgery, it's your only option. And so yeah, my first reaction was, okay, how long is this going to take? And initially they said, I gave them the time frame for Sanya, and they said, look, it's possible, you can be back on in Sanya. So I had that in my mind, and just a few days ago I've been told it's more realistic to be back on in Auckland. I've been training with the team for 2 years, and my goal is to do every single leg, and I've sailed around the world, and yeah, it's basically taken away from me. I'm not going to do that, and I'm going to potentially be missing 2 legs, so pretty devastated, and yeah, it's not what I expected at all.
Sophie knows there are many stages to go through before she can get back on the water.
I've got an appointment on the 5th in Abu Dhabi with my surgeon. He's going to hopefully give me the all clear to leave and get on a plane. Then I'm going to go back to Mornington in Australia and yeah, start my full recovery with a physio and yeah, get on the road to getting better. And it's going to take a few weeks before I can start like fitness in the gym and that kind of stuff, but they're just going to have to take my progress and see how I go. I've never had to follow the tracker, so I guess I'll have my phone in my pocket and my computer ready to go, and I'll be checking it all the time. You never ever expect to be stopped in your tracks, and yeah, it was kind of my worst nightmare really to have an injury in it. And then yeah, the other side is the frustration, and tomorrow seeing the girls actually leave and they're going to be gone is going to be, yeah, I mean, I still have a bit of emotion I guess in it, but yeah, it's super frustrating, and I guess I still just can't believe I'm not on the boat, I'm not there, and I won't be there.
In every stopover, the teams are competing in an import race before the start of the new leg. Whilst the import races don't have a direct impact on the scoreboard, their results could be used in the case of a tie at the end of the overall race. The action is fast and furious as the race gets underway, and it's Team SEA who put in a commanding performance to record their first victory.
There they go, they've crossed the line, high fives all round. Very, very satisfying race. They made that look easy.
Girls just won the import race, so it's really good for the team, and yeah, the girls, it's a really good start to with the leg tomorrow. They're going to be pretty excited and give them a good boost, I think. First thing we've ever won, so it's really exciting. I wish I was there, but you know, you can only encourage your teammates, and next time maybe I'll be out there.
Unfortunately, Sophie is not the only one injured after leg 2. Abu Dhabi's Phil Harmer suffered a similar fate.
As a team, we sort of sat down once we'd arrived here and decided it was probably best for me to sit out the next leg. We've got some big legs coming up after this one, and this is less demanding on the body, I'd say. So yeah, I've had a bit of an illness on the last leg, which really made me lose quite a lot of weight, nearly 10 kilograms on that. So I've got a little bit of a recovery to do there, and also in the inshore bit of leaving Cape Town, I managed to get a sheet wrapped around my arm, and that caused a few issues which haven't healed yet. So while we've got the resources of people like Neil McDonald, it was just decided best for him to step in and me to step off. So it's very disappointing for me. Obviously, when you start the race, you want to do every leg, but you know, looking at the big picture, it's the best thing for the team. So that's what's going to happen. And having someone like Neil, who has obviously done this race more times than anyone really, and he's been a huge part of our team since day one as a coach and the rules advisor, and just general someone to go and complain to. So he'll be a really easy step in, and you know, he's a very good helmsman, a very good trimmer, and another bit more experience for Ian to bounce ideas off. So I think it's a pretty easy transition for everybody.
Neil is something of an offshore sailing legend, having competed in this race 6 times before.
Make sure you get every step. It's a big moment. One small step for a man. I feel a bit seasick already.
You need contingencies in these things. We've got most options covered. I was aware some time ago that there's always a possibility someone gets injured or is ill. So for a long time we've had that in our pocket, if you like. I did all the safety courses. I've been fortunate enough to go sailing with the guys quite a lot in training.
So it's not a big deal, but I think it's a sensible move.
As a veteran, Neil is glad that leg 3 is a less testing part of the race.
I'm pleased I'm not going to the Southern Ocean, and I'm pleased it's one leg, not 8. I think it takes its toll on your body, and it's a long-term thing that slowly drives your body more and more into sort of submission. So I'm glad I'm only doing a one leg. I'm excited, probably more nervous, to be honest. I don't want to let guys down, so there's a bit of that about it.
As Neil settles into the boat, Brunel are heading out of Abu Dhabi City for a bit of team bonding.
We're in the desert just outside of Abu Dhabi, and we're actually together with the entire sailing team over here.
Got the official hat on.
We're going to have a bite to eat, a bit of camel riding, a bit of quad riding, and just having some relaxing time, because we basically started yesterday full on again. But it's just nice to be out with the boys. Everybody's gelling really good, and even like on days like this, you can just see that we'll just do that little bit of extra bonding for the entire team. We just like to spend time together, and I think it will make us even stronger again.
Maybe like me.
There's 7 different nationalities on board. I don't think it's a problem at all, because first of all the guys speak good English. But I think as well it says a little bit about the Dutch mentality. Even like a company like Brunel, how many nationalities will be working for them? Communication problems as such we don't have, but then communication is so important, and we still have some people in the team who are not really always speaking up when they have something in their mind, and that's still a thing what we're working on. It's gone better and better every time that we're sailing together. I think all the teams have a chance of winning the next leg, but of course I think we've shown really good speed so far, especially the last leg we got better and better. I think we have now a little bit of the psychological advantage as well, that we have been able to bounce back. Even like in the first leg we did that. And I think people sometimes wonder why we have so much speed. And I think a really important thing is just that we are still the same crew. You know, most other teams made crew changes, and I don't think that makes them any stronger. And probably they're looking with a half eye to us and say, how the heck can these guys keep it so nicely together?
And this tight-knit bunch are prepared to try every new thing to maintain their advantage.
New Team Brunel outfit bouwen.
Yeah, why not? For the next leg, nice and warm.
What do you think about your husbands right now?
Handsome.
Handsome?
Scary handsome.
I just heard that this is the new outfit for Team Brunel.
Yeah, this is our prize-giving outfit.
The atmosphere in the team seems really relaxed. How do you feel about that?
I think it's very good. Of course, the results always helps. It's a great team, and of course here we are a little bit more relaxed, more happy, because the last leg has been perfect for us. No? It's leading the fleet. Is very good, and we are very happy and couldn't be better, no, at the moment. We know that we have to keep working hard, and it's going to be tough moments during the race, and still long way to go. But right now we have to take the opportunity to be happy, because it's what we've done, no? So it's good.
Team spirit is riding high, and the crew members clearly enjoy each other's company.
We've seen from the beginning that the team is great, and the whole crew is amazing.
After a long stopover in Abu Dhabi, it's time for the crews to get back on the water. Thick fog greets the teams as they prepare for the trip to Sanya.
And coming onto the dock, of course, our Spanish team.
We are going back to home. That's where we start the project. That's where the project was based in Sanya, and it's a very important leg for us. And if there is one leg to win, this is the one.
Families, friends, and teammates gather to bid the sailors a fond farewell.
It's great to see so many people turn out to see us leave, and I don't don't know, I'm into the race. I'm kind of keen to get going and I'm thinking about the first leg. My mind's already halfway to Oman.
As the boats leave the dock, thoughts turn to those competitors who are left behind.
I hope we have a good leg, and of course, as we see, we support the investors, and we're really hoping they to come in the race as soon as possible.
Of course, we wanted to be out there right now and sail with the fleet, but yeah, different circumstances, and we're going to wish them a happy trip and a safe trip instead, and then we're going to focus on getting ourselves back into the race as quick as we can.
You know, when you're in the middle of the race and you're caught up with it, you're kind of probably more look to the problems. But when you sit back and it's kind of it's not able, you're not able to do it, then you really understand just how special it is to be part of it.
It's actually strange leaving here. This feels like quite a long stopover, and I've had my family here, so it's been good fun. I've enjoyed Abu Dhabi, but now I'm keen to get going.
Is it all coming back to you, or are we going to have to remind you of a few things?
I think you'll have to remind me quite a lot of things, but I'm not expecting it to be a bed of roses. I think it's going to be a tricky leg.
We know where we're going. We've got a GPS. We're thinking about just leaving 10 minutes early. They might not see us. Get a head start.
It always feels like the first day of school. It stays there till the gun goes off, and then you forget everything.
The plan is to start first and finish first. Sounds right?
Sounds good to me, bro.
Good. That's what we're gonna do. Go tell Baba.
Is there a plan?
Of course there's a plan. I can't tell you because then everybody will know. Just don't come too much down the line.
So maybe you can give a little hint of the plan?
No, can't. Even not to you.
I know. Whisper, maybe?
Already winning. This is it. The fog is helping us. I'm not seeing another boat for 22 days. Not wishing, I'm saying. Don't believe in wishing. Because you can't get everything you wish for. And I have everything I want.
You just left everything behind, you like?
Yeah, but they'll be there. Waiting.
On board Mapfre, Jean-Luc has discovered an unusual method of gaining extra wind.
So let's win for the start leg, no, Jean-Luc?
It looks like, huh?
Team Alvimedica skipper Charlie set sail full of positive energy.
We're definitely excited to get another crack at things, and I think we're all hungry. We're all competitive people, and it's time to get a good result.
But veteran navigator Will is happy to adopt a more cautious tone.
Being first is not necessarily great when you get around the top, so we just need to stay in touch, have them all on AIS, see how we go.
On board Team SCA, spirits are better than ever after their impressive in-port race victory.
I'm excited to be with the girls on the boat, and I'm excited to go and upset some boys. So yeah, I think we're ready for this one, and whatever happens, happens, but I think we're in a good place to give it the best shot we can. So yeah, watch this space.
And a familiar face has returned to the boat.
I'm back! Yes, very exciting. I'm just so happy to be back on the bow with Stacey Jackson. We actually haven't been on the bow together since Lanzarote, which is like forever. Way too long, I think, is the answer that she wants. I'm actually ready to just be in it, I just want to be like 800 miles out there, maybe even like 3,000. Hashtag Go Team SCA.
The teams leave Abu Dhabi for the final time, with more than 4,500 nautical miles ahead of them on the journey to Sanya.
Are you going to bring Adel down? No, we'll leave him up there. Can't hear him from there.
Next week, we find out how much the crews know about sailing history.
Who?
Marco Polo.
I don't know him. He's not my friend.
And the race to get back in the race continues for Team Vestas Wind.